Like Steve Trevor, I'd like to think that I'm above average. Wonder Woman! Released in 2017 and is directed by Patty Jenkins, the real Wonder Woman of this movie. The only other feature film credit that she has directed is Monster. And this movie came out in 2003. How does this woman not get any feature film directorial jobs in 14 years? How? But she has been directing some episodes of Arrested Development and Entourage, so she's been doing something. But she needs to be doing more, damn it. The film stars Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Connie Nielsen, David Thewlis, Danny Houston, and Robin Wright. And this is episode 87 of Caleb Watches Movies. We are getting closer to episode 100. It's right around the corner. And today we're talking about my favorite film from last year, which was 2017. And there were some that came close to beating this one out, I think. We had films like Blade Runner 2049, which was just beautiful in every sense of the word. And then we had a film that was nominated for Best Picture, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which in terms of acting performances and script writing was magnificent. But if you combine all of those aspects with the emotional resonance that this movie still has with me from last year, it's a no-brainer. Wonder Woman was my favorite movie from 2017. And it is the biggest reason why I started my YouTube channel, Caleb Watches Movie. I remember we saw this movie last year in theaters on June 3rd, and I'd been thinking about starting my YouTube channel. I've been working on some things. I've had some, design ideas, music ideas, how I would structure the show. But I never really got around to starting it. It'd be like, I'd do a little bit here, and then I'd leave it alone for a while, and then I'd do a little bit more over here, and then I'd just get cold feet from putting up a video. And then I saw Wonder Woman, and I just thought, this movie hit me to the core emotionally. This was beautiful. This was everything that it had to be. I loved this movie. I love movies. I need to start doing this because I didn't want to start this YouTube channel bashing film. I love films. I love going to the movie theater. I love just popping in a movie and trying to see, hey, if this is going to be entertaining or not. Are there some shitbags out there? Absolutely. Next time, we're going to be talking about one of them. But I wanted this film to convey some positivity and some optimism when it comes to filmmaking. And when I saw Wonder Woman, I mean, that's the character Wonder Woman. She is optimism. She is love. She is hope. She is everything that, that is good in this world. So what better reason is that to start my YouTube channel, to start something that makes me happy, some dream of mine that I've had. So again, without Wonder Woman, this YouTube channel probably wouldn't exist, or at least it wouldn't be at the stage where it is now. I mean, this is episode 87, the 1-year anniversary of the start of this YouTube channel with me doing movie reviews. It blows my mind how fast it's gone by, and it's all thanks to this movie. Diana is a young Amazon woman on the island of Themyscira, and she is the daughter of Queen Hippolyta, who tries to keep her away from training and wars and battles and things like that. And she grows up hearing stories of Ares defeating the gods and spreading hate and war amongst the planet. And one day a pilot, Steve Trevor, played by Chris Pine, crash lands on the island of Themyscira, and she tells Diana about the raging war, World War I, that is happening in the world right now. So Diana hears, oh, there's a war that's happening. That is the war to end all wars. Well, that must be Ares, so I'm going to go off and fight him and defeat him, and when I defeat him, the war will be over and everyone will be happy. Oh, if only it were that simple. And that was the aspect of the movie that I absolutely loved and clinged the most to, was Diana's naiveness towards the world, thinking that, oh yeah, there's a big war going on. Well, if we defeat the evil person, well, the war will be over and we'll be won and everything will be fine. It reminded me how I felt back in 2001 when September 11th happened, when we were attacked and then we were like, oh, we're going to war to get Osama bin Laden. And when we get him, the war is going to be over and all the evil is going to be vanquished in the world. Now, fast forward 10 years later and we finally got him, and this world is still kind of a shitty place. And it was just so emotionally heartbreaking to see Diana go through this journey and discover that reality. Because this movie, I think, by far has the best comic book villain out there. humanity. Yes, Ares is the god of war. He promotes fighting, he promotes hatred, but he doesn't make people do anything. He only feeds off of the hatred and anger and war felt between people. People are inherently good and inherently bad at the same time. Whereas when some godly figures realize that, they wash their hands of us. She says the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. It's not about deserve, it's about what you believe, and I believe in love. Oh my God. Every time I hear that line or think about that line, this starts happening. And this happened a lot whenever I watched this movie. The first time I saw it in theaters, 5 times. Just bawling in the theater 5 different times. From the mixture of a beautifully written script to a beautiful performance by the lovely Gal Gadot, but then just seeing her ideology being displayed on screen, that love conquers all no matter what the situation is. And if we all just had a little bit of love in our hearts, this world would be a better place. And we see this wherever Diana goes in this movie. Wherever she goes, the people around her are affected by her in a positive way. One of the members of their party, Charlie, suffers from PTSD and can't pull the trigger. But after seeing Diana perform some inspiring feats, all of a sudden he smiles and starts singing and laughing and dancing. And Steve Trevor says something I haven't heard him sing or smile in years. That is the kind of hero and figure that we need in this world and on the movie screen. Because I don't know if you can tell, this movie is very inspiring to me and to a lot of different people out there. In particular, to the female gender. Whereas when I'm watching the screen, watching Wonder Woman, I'm getting emotional, I'm getting hyped. I can only imagine what a woman is feeling when they're watching Wonder Woman for the first time. Because the first time on screen, we have a legitimate female superhero in her own solo picture. Yes, we had Halle Berry as Catwoman. Yes, we had Elektra. No. This movie reminded me how I felt when I looked at a Superman 2 poster. Just looking at a poster of Superman just inspiring me as a man, I can only imagine what seeing a poster to a young little girl just looking up at it, how inspiring that is to her. And it's not just that she's a woman, that's the inspiring part. No, this character is inspiring in all aspects. When they're in the British intelligence office and then they're talking about how the soldiers are going to be going off and they're all going to be slaughtered because that's what soldiers do, she stands up and says, and you're the general and you're sitting behind a desk? No, generals go out there and fight with their men. Or when we get to the famous No Man's Land scene, which is probably one of the greatest shot scenes probably in the history of cinema. They keep telling her, no, Diana, you can't do that. We are not here to do this. She says, yeah, maybe that's why you're not here, but I am here. That's what I'm going to do. She's gonna cross the trenches and take them out. Ha, just chills, like tears and just chills in that scene. I feel like I'm just gushing about this movie. I need to talk about more specifics, I think. You know, leading up to this movie, the DC films weren't getting the best rep. Man of Steel, which I think is a masterpiece, was very split. Batman v Superman, which I don't know why it didn't resonate with everyone else. Everyone hated it. I loved it, but, you know, the majority didn't. Suicide Squad was a hit and miss with some people. So the DC film universe was kind of on the ropes here. And leading up to this, everyone was like, oh, they're not backing Wonder Woman. This is Gal Gadot. They're not backing her. Oh, God, they're putting Chris Pine in there to, you know, cover her inexperience with acting. I remember leading up to the film, I was one of the few that was always championing her as Wonder Woman. She was fantastic in Batman v Superman. She was surprising, and I was like, she's gonna do a fantastic job. Give her a chance. And guess what? Now after the movie, everyone is saying, oh my God, we need more of her. You know, aside from the fact that she is just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. I mean, come on. But she portrays Diana in this movie so innocent and so naive that doesn't dumb her down in any way. It's just a really nice thing to see her arc over the journey of this film. And Chris Pine is a lovely addition to this movie as Steve Trevor. He's the lead male in this movie, but he's not, you know, putting down Diana at all. No, they're both equal. And I think that is the definition of feminism. They both complement each other so well. Their chemistry is just, oh, it's just gushing off the screen. I heard that their whole boat, the 12 volumes of sexual pleasure thing, I heard that that was all improvised, which if that was the case, Connie Nielsen is wonderful as Hippolyta. She breaks my heart in this movie with her speeches to Diana. And Robin Wright again proves that she is a badass. And if I had to knock this movie on anything, it would be that I wish Antiope was in this movie more. I mean, it totally makes sense why she's not in it more, but it's Robin Wright, goddammit. And I said it at the beginning of my review, and I'm going to repeat it again. Patty Jenkins is the true Wonder Woman behind this feature. You can just tell the attention to detail, the care of the history of this character. This is her first solo picture. She's been around for 76 years, and she finally has her own solo movie. And I love seeing all the photos of her directing style. She's actually getting into the trenches. She's going through the motions of what she wants the actors to do. And after this movie came out, there was a big hubdub about, oh yeah, see, now females can direct big budget movies. Hey, there should be more of them. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, duh. Being a man or a woman doesn't make you a good or bad director. Being a good or bad director makes you a good or bad director. And Patty Jenkins is such a beacon of light for this DC film universe that has not gotten the best reputation. If you follow her on any social media, she is constantly posting any tweets or pictures to just convey positivity and love towards this film. And they're bringing her back to direct Wonder Woman 2, which I couldn't be happier about, and they're actually paying her the same as her male counterparts in the directing field. Which again, I'm just like, yeah, duh, why aren't you doing that in the first place? But hey, it's a good step in the right direction. So in the end, guys, Wonder Woman is beautiful in every sense of the word. The cinematography is gorgeous. I mentioned the No Man's Land scene. If you're not going to watch anything from this movie, at least watch that scene. It gives you goosebumps. It's a fist pump moment if I've ever seen one. The chemistry between the actors, in particular Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, is magnificent. And this movie is set in the backdrop of World War I, which is just such, a mess of a war to begin with. Everyone kind of thinks of World War II and kind of forgets about World War I, because World War II, you had Hitler. He was this one singular figure of just representation of evil. And the goal was, well, we're going to eliminate Hitler and the war is going to be over. But with World War I, it was really just a bunch of nations that were just like, yeah, we're just all, pent-up aggression. We're kind of at odds with each other. We're just going to fight. And just millions of people just killing each other. Really for no reason. What better environment to put a beacon of light and hope like Wonder Woman in the center of? I laughed, I cried. This is the crown jewel of the DC film universe so far, and I can't recommend it enough. Wonder Woman, I'm gonna give 5 out of 5 Blu-rays. Alright, so we are going to episode 88. Now, we've talked about Avengers Infinity War and Wonder Woman, back-to-back, 2 magnificent comic book movies. Now we're going to talk about a movie that was a big disappointment to me. I'll give you a hint, it's another comic book movie. I remember going to see this in theaters, really, really hyped because of the other ones in this franchise, and then after seeing it going, wow, that was not good. And I think it was my first realization that, oh, comic book superhero movies can be bad, which to a young kid is kind of heartbreaking. That is why the pawns go first. That's my hint if you've seen this one. Oh, God. So, everyone, have you seen Wonder Woman? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before, you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And when you're done commenting, please like and subscribe to my channel so you know the next time I post my next movie review. So, everyone, I will see you next time with a movie that was a big disappointment to me. So, in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.